Today I'm going to be making one of these 5th of November cards. Continue watching to see how it's made. First step, I've got my card blank. It's 13 by 18 centimetres, and I'm going to put a base panel I'm going to layer on the front. I have a piece of orange card which is cut slightly smaller, so we'll just have a little bit of that white background, so I should just pop that on first. I've used colours that are quite similar, sort of Halloween-y colours, because I know some people have Halloween and Halloween and November the 5th parties together. So I just thought it was quite nice to keep those colours quite similar. So I'll pop that on the front. And that's our base. Now for the next layer, I have a piece of purple card, and that is cut 12 by 12. And then another piece of orange card, which is cut 5 by 12. Now before I stick the orange one down, I just need to add a little bit of inking on there. I've got a very small ink pad, so I'm going to go straight from there. And I just want to add some orange ink just there. And it'll be, you'll realise why later on, but for now we'll just add some of that ink there. Like so. And then we'll attach that to the bottom of this orange card. I'll just line that up first so we can make sure that we get it in the right place. So that is on there, okay. So we'll put that to one side, and then we need to work on our purple card. Now I would like to create a night sky on the top of this card, which might sound difficult, but it's actually quite simple with a couple of, just a little simple technique. I'm just going to get a bit of spare paper, and I'm going to ink along the top of there. I'm going to use a black ink pad and just pick up some of that colour, and I'm going to use the spare paper just to rub off the excess, and then we're going to ink along the top there. This will be the top of the card. Because it's a night sky, I want this to be darker at the top than it is as we go down. Just build up the colour gradually. I think this purple is a really nice colour that works really well with the orange. Now we need to keep this bit the same purple because we're going to add something else along there. I need to keep that area the same colour. So we'll just add a little bit more colour on there. Tiny bit more. And then now we need to add a bit of colour to that. So I shall leave that as it is. Then I need to take, I have some watered down white acrylic paint. You could use watercolour for this, but I find the acrylic's got a really nice strong colour. That's why I use this. And I've just watered it down slightly. I'm just going to pick up some of my paintbrush And then we want to do a few splatters along the top. This gives us the idea of sort of stars. Like so. And then I'm going to add in some fireworks. So I'm literally going to take my brush and add my fireworks so they look like they're exploding in the sky. Don't worry about anything being too neat. This is all part of the fun really, is to keep it quite abstract. Add a little bit more colour there. Then I shall add another one there. You could colour these in afterwards if you wanted to, or maybe add a bit of glitter glue or something, just to add an extra bit of colour and sparkle. And there we have an extra bit there. So that just gives us an idea of a little bit of an idea of firework display. It's all quite abstract. So there we have our sky effect. Now we can add that to the card. So this will sit above there. This is a little bit wet still, but by the time I've finished the other piece, it should be dry. So we'll just pop that on there. Like so. Okay, so I shall pop that on there. Now I have a piece of black card this time, and it's cut 12 by 17, so it is slightly smaller than the orange background. And I want to create a scene on this. And what I've got for this, I have 3 tree dies. Now this would work as well if you had a die with houses or things on it, so you could create a scene, but I'm going to use 3 trees on this one. Now what I need to do is just place them. I'm going to use a bit of washi tape to help keep it in place. Now I need to just check. No, that'll be fine. I think I should pop that one there. One there. And then another one there. I'll just use my tape to keep these in place. Now what I need to do is I need to keep this bottom piece intact. So when this goes through the die cutting machine, I need to make sure that the plates are positioned so that they sit along here, and that piece doesn't get cut away. So we need to just die cut up until that point. That's that. So if we take our plates, we'll pop the trees in. So the very end of the trees are tucked away from the cutting plates. I'll just check that. So we'll pop that through the machine. And there we have our trees. Just move the plates there. And we can take these off, take the dies away, and then just pop out those extra bits that are left. And then I need to just cut away this area so we can create a scene. So making sure you don't cut that part of the tree and that part. We just bring our scissors in, just cut up to the tree trunk. And then the other side, up to that tree. Repeat the other side. And then we have created our scene. Now I need to cut out another area along the bottom, and for this I've made a template. It's a very simple bonfire template idea, which I'm just going to pop there, like so. And I'm just going to cut round that. So the orange card that I inked earlier, this is what will be seen behind this cutout. And it will just give us the idea of a very simple bonfire, stylised bonfire. So there we go. And cut that last bit. So now we can add our scene to the rest of the card. Now, unfortunately, I've noticed I've made a little mistake here, and as we all know in crafting, this happens quite a lot, and to be honest, that's always part of the fun of crafting, really. We don't always get it right, do we? So you're going to have to excuse my cards. There's a little bit there that could... I've got a little bit of purple there, but we're not going to worry too much about that because we'll be able to sort that out. But yeah, that's all part of crafting, and I think it's very important, especially for new crafters, to realise that, you know, mistakes are made, and sometimes you just have to embrace them a little bit. So we're not going to worry too much about that. I will glue that onto my scene, but it just gives you an idea of the technique. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue on there. See, it doesn't matter how many years you've been crafting, you still make mistakes, I'm afraid. That's just the way of the world. But we're all in the same boat. So pop our glue on there. And then all we really need now is a sentiment. Pop that on there. But you can see it creates a nice scene, and that purple gives it a really nice glow. But that's where we needed the inking, because it just gives it an idea of a bonfire. Now I need to add my sentiment. Now first of all, I'm going to add part of my sentiment handwritten, and this is going to go along there on the bonfire. And I'm using the remember the 5th of November for this. And now for the rest of the sentiment, I'm going to cut out some very small letters. These are just little ones to go along the end. And what I'm doing, I'm going to cut out the 5 in the purple to match that background, and the rest of the letters I'm going to cut out in white, and it just gives the whole, it just brings the whole card together because I'm using all the same colours. So I shall just get those and we'll pop that the right way. Get our cutting plates. So I have a bit of purple just for that number 5, and all the others are cut out of white card. Missing some for some reason. And run those, pop my white card on. And run that through the die cutting machine. Okay, remove our plates. We've got our letters, and then we just need to add them along. So I've got my 5 first of all in that lovely purple. So I will glue that one in place. So I need to add the 5th of November going along there, and what I'd advise you to do is start that end with the R, and then you can work out how to fit in the rest of the letters. So we'll take our R, pop that end, and then you know how much space you've got along there. And our finished card will look like this. And as you can see, we've got no issues with the purple there. So this one looks a bit more professional. And I've just finished my sentiment along there. So that is our finished card. Thank you so much for joining us today. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more crafty tips and card inspiration.